The city stretched endlessly beneath the night sky, a sea of glittering lights that seemed to breathe and pulse with life. From this height, everything looked distant, almost unreal. The streets below twisted like glowing veins, carrying the rhythm of a world that never slept. It was beautiful, yes, but to her it felt cold. The silence of the high-rise suite was deafening, broken only by the faint hum of electricity and the pounding of her heart. She stood by the glass wall, her reflection lost in the ocean of lights, when he stepped closer. His shadow fell over her, warm and solid. Without a word, he raised his hand, resting it against the window beside her head, his breath brushing against her cheek. Her heart stuttered. Then, before she could think, his lips met hers. The sound was soft, a quiet chew in the stillness, but it felt like thunder inside her chest. Her eyes fluttered closed as the world outside blurred into streaks of light. The space between them disappeared completely. His arm wrapped around her waist, pulling her closer until she could feel the steady beat of his heart against hers. Her fingers trembled at her side, unsure whether to push him away or pull him closer. The kiss deepened, and with it came the rush of emotion she tried so hard to bury: longing, regret, guilt. The word kiss echoed silently in her mind, like a confession she wasn't ready to make. Their lips moved together again, softer this time, yet impossibly charged. Her face flushed a deep crimson, her body frozen, but her heart racing wildly. She could feel his warmth, smell the faint scent of his cologne, hear the quiet sound of their breathing blending into one rhythm. For a fleeting moment, it felt like time itself had stopped, like this stolen touch existed outside of consequence. Smooch. The gentle sound carried the weight of everything left unspoken between them. Then, a small sound escaped her lips. Ah! As she broke the kiss just slightly, breath trembling. A single tear threatened to fall, though she didn't know why. Sorrow or guilt, perhaps both. Her lips were red, trembling, her body leaning forward despite herself. She could taste the sharp edge of the moment, the point where desire met regret. The silence that followed was unbearable. She knew, deep down, this was something she could never take back. The city glows beneath the vast night sky, a sea of glittering lights stretching endlessly. Inside the high-rise apartment, the world feels still, except for the quickened rhythm of two hearts colliding in silence. Her mind races, her breath caught in her throat as his lips press firmly against hers. I can't breathe. The thought flashes through her head, but she can't tell if it's because of the kiss or the flood of emotions drowning her. Her hands tremble at her sides, caught between resistance and surrender. Every nerve in her body is alive, electricity sparking under her skin. The warmth of his body radiates against her own, yet the air feels heavy, charged with something deeper, something dangerous. She's frozen, unsure whether to pull away or let herself fall completely. He opens his eyes slightly, breaking through the haze of passion just enough to see her face up close. The softness of her skin, the faint tremor in her breath, it's intoxicating. Beads of sweat slide down his temple as the weight of the moment presses down on him. He hesitates for a heartbeat, wondering if he's gone too far. But his gaze stays locked on her, drawn in by the quiet intensity in her eyes. His hand slowly moves, reaching out with deliberate intent. Fingers trail down the curve of his waist until they rest on her hip, firm yet trembling. Reach. The simple motion sends a shiver through her. The contact feels like a question left unanswered, a silent plea for closeness in the midst of confusion. She flinches, her body reacting before her mind can catch up. Their lips part slightly, eyes meeting for the briefest moment. The night around them fades into a blur of color and light. She's overwhelmed by fear, by longing, by the painful awareness that this shouldn't be happening, and yet it is. His arm tightens gently around her, pulling her closer once more, as if afraid she'll slip away before he can make sense of what this moment truly means. His hand tightens around her waist, pulling her closer with a firm, almost desperate motion. The sound of fabric shifting fills the silence. Her breath catches as her body tenses, every nerve screaming with confusion and heat. The world beyond the glass window is a blur of city lights, but right now, all she can feel is his touch, the weight of his hand, the intensity of his presence, the wild rhythm of her heart fighting against reason. A bottle of whiskey lies on its side, amber liquid spilling slowly across the table's edge. Each drop falls with a steady drip, drip, echoing through the quiet room. The half-filled glass trembles slightly beside it, untouched. The air feels thick with the lingering scent of alcohol, sharp, intoxicating, reckless. His breath comes out ragged, mingling with the sound of the city outside, as if everything around them is falling apart drop by drop. The sound escapes her lips before she can stop it, faint and trembling. Her fingers twitch at her side, helpless, betraying the storm inside her. She doesn't know if it's from fear, from hesitation, or something else entirely. The city lights shimmer below them like stars, but her vision blurs as her body refuses to move. Another quiet, slips out, soft and uncertain, a fragile sound swallowed by the heavy silence between them. Wait, she finally breathes out, breaking through the haze. Her voice is shaky but real, grounding them back to reality. He stops, startled, his arms still resting beside her head as she turns slightly away. The tension lingers between them, suspended in the narrow space where their bodies almost touch. For a moment, neither speaks, both trapped between what they feel and what they know they shouldn't. He pulls back, chest heaving, eyes unfocused. His shirt clings faintly to his skin, the collar slightly undone. Beads of sweat glisten on his neck as he exhales, his breath uneven. The dim light softens the edges of his face, but his expression is raw, conflicted. Desire, guilt, and disbelief all twist together in his gaze. He doesn't know what to say, or if there's anything left to say at all. The night presses on, quiet and endless, as the city outside keeps shining, indifferent to the storm raging in their hearts. The scene opens tensely. The man leans over the woman, his tone calm but laced with misunderstanding. His words, "I thought you were ready," hang heavy in the air. The woman's eyes widen, startled and unsure, her body stiff beneath him. The close proximity between them amplifies the charged atmosphere. Yet something about her expression betrays discomfort. She isn't quite prepared for what's happening. She hesitates. Her fingers tremble slightly as she reaches up, her movements delicate and uncertain. The fabric shifts around them, creating a cocoon of awkward silence. She's trying to find her words, to explain, but her voice comes out soft and hesitant. Her hesitation reveals both her nervousness and her attempt to slow things down. Suddenly, she blurts out, "The alcohol." Her excuse rushed but sincere. She stammers as she continues, "My hands got alcohol on them, so I just want to wipe them off first." Her cheeks are flushed, not entirely from embarrassment, but from the tension of the moment. The man's expression shifts slightly, curiosity flickering behind his composed face. The atmosphere eases, just a little. She looks up at him cautiously, her face still pink. The man stands close, too close, his shirt slightly open at the collar, exposing the faint line of his chest. Her hand lingers near him, unsure whether to push him away or to steady herself. She murmurs, a small sound that carries a mixture of uncertainty and reluctant affection. Then his lips curve into a subtle, knowing smile. Of course, he replies, voice smooth and teasing. The corner of his mouth lifts in a confident smirk, betraying amusement at her flustered reaction. The moment hangs between them, fragile, charged, and filled with unspoken emotion. The words echo softly in the dimly lit room. The atmosphere is thick, painted in hues of violet and black, as if the world itself is holding its breath. His tone is calm, gentle even, yet there's an underlying firmness to it. You should clean your hands. It's not just a suggestion, it's an order disguised as concern. The tension between them lingers, suspended in the quiet. Her eyes widen, pupils trembling with surprise. A rush of heat floods her cheeks as her breath catches in her throat. She barely has time to process his words before his hand moves. The sound of motion fills the silence. Grab. Her heartbeat quickens, the world narrowing to the space between them, to his touch that suddenly feels far too close. His fingers wrap around hers firmly, not rough, but possessive enough to send a jolt up her arm. His hand is large, his grip unyielding. She stares at their joined hands, the contrast between his strength and her fragility becoming strikingly clear. The air grows heavier. She can feel the warmth of his skin against hers, grounding and unsettling all at once. Then, without a word, he brings her hand closer to his lips. The motion is slow, deliberate. His breath brushes against her skin, warm and intimate. Her heart skips, her thoughts blur. There's a faint glow of light that catches the moment, highlighting the curve of his lips as they near her fingertips. He's not just cleaning her hand, he's doing something far more disarming. He leans in, the world falling away until there's nothing left but the two of them. Her shallow breathing, his quiet composure, the steady rhythm of closeness. His dark hair frames his face as he lowers his gaze, utterly focused. The gesture, though wordless, speaks louder than any sentence could, an unspoken promise, or perhaps a dangerous game of proximity that neither of them is ready to stop. He slowly raises her hand, his grip firm yet tender, his expression calm and unreadable. The soft light glimmers against his shirt as his head dips lower, eyes half closed in concentration. Her breath catches when she realizes what he's about to do. The warmth of his hand against hers feels almost too real, and her heart begins to race uncontrollably. Time seems to still in that moment, the world narrowing down to just the two of them and that single, intimate gesture. Her eyes widen, a soft gasp escaping her lips. She's frozen in place, unable to pull away, unable to move. Her face flushes with a deep pink hue as realization dawns on her. The air around her feels heavy, electric, as if every heartbeat echoes louder than before. She stares at him, at his calm composure, at the quiet intensity in his movements, and feels utterly lost. Her thoughts swirl in confusion as she watches him. What is he trying to do? She wonders, her mind struggling to process the sudden closeness. There's something both gentle and daring in his actions, something that tugs at her chest. She wants to speak, to stop him, but no words come out. The moment stretches endlessly, her heart thundering in anticipation. And then, press. His lips brush against her fingers, firm yet careful. The warmth of his mouth sends a shiver down her spine, the sensation so foreign and startling that she can barely breathe. Her body stiffens and her mind blanks out completely. The touch is fleeting, almost reverent, but it leaves behind a trail of heat that she can't ignore. Her entire face turns crimson as she stares at him in disbelief. The sound of her heartbeat fills her ears, drowning out everything else. Embarrassment, confusion, and something else, something softer, swirl within her chest. She bites her lip, unable to meet his eyes, as the glow of the room around them fades into a blur. The world feels distant, and all she can think about is that single, unforgettable moment.